Hello everybody, welcome back to my gaming review. It has been 10 whole days since I've made my last video. My reason why is because, well, been busy, and also I've been trying to, think of more video ideas for my YouTube channel. But I decided to make a video on the Super Famicom and why it is one of those retro consoles that's really fun and really good to collect for. Now, if you're somebody who likes Nintendo, which a lot of people love Nintendo, and if you're thinking about getting like a little Nintendo system, well, Super Famicom is the one of the best Nintendo systems you can buy. The Nintendo Super Famicom has Super Mario Kart. It has the Super Mario Collection that comes with a whole bunch of Mario games. Obviously, you have like Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. It is a very fantastic system. The controllers are still amazing on the Super Famicom. Plus, you could technically play Super Nintendo games on the Super Famicom if you want to, but you don't really have to. Now, the reason why I say the Super Famicom is a very good system to collect for is because, number one, it's cheap. You can buy a Super Famicom on eBay for like $40 system by itself, and then I think a Super Famicom console with the cables, the hookups, and the controller, it's like probably $100, maybe like $90, $80, somewhere around there. Also, the Japanese Super Famicom games are really cheap. I just bought Super Mario Kart for the Super Famicom because I love Mario Kart, and the game was only like $10, while the American version is a little more pricey. And you notice with the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom that the American games are more expensive than Japanese games. So those are just some reasons why people might want to buy a Super Famicom console. Also, you could use a Sega Genesis 1 power supply, or you could use a third-party power supply to power up the console. But the Sega Genesis version 1 power supply will work for the Super Famicom if you decide to import the system to whatever region you're at. I'm not really sure how it would work in the UK or like the Europe regions, but in America it's pretty easy. You just pick up a third-party power supply or the Sega Genesis 1 power supply, and that would be perfectly okay with it. And then also, you could use AV component cables, or you could use the RF cable. I have my Super Famicom hooked up with an RF cable, so that's pretty much how I've been playing my Super Famicom. But I decided to make a video on the system because I think it's a really good console to get into. And if you're somebody who's into retro gaming, or if you're somebody who's into Nintendo, or if you just are a casual gamer that just wants to pick up a simple system and kind of just pick up a console and hook up to your TV and play it every once in a while, the Super Famicom I think is definitely worth it. And these are super cheap, and you could find them like all over the place for pretty good prices. Also, what I've noticed is that I have actually bought used Super Nintendo systems before, and for some reason Super Nintendos are always beat up and are in bad condition whenever I buy them. But this is my Super Famicom I got from eBay. It is in perfect condition. It works amazingly. I've been playing a whole bunch of games on it, like Pac-Man. I've been playing the Mario Collection, and pretty soon here I'm going to be playing some Super Mario Kart, which is one of my favorite video game series when it comes to Nintendo. Has to be Mario Kart. I mean, you can't go wrong with Mario Kart. No matter what generation it is, all the Mario Kart games are just fantastic. But anyway, I'm in the video, but the Nintendo Super Famicom is definitely a console that is fun to collect for, and it's very cheap to collect for and get into. Some retro consoles are very expensive, but if you pick up a Japanese Super Famicom, most likely they'll be in working condition. Most likely you get a pretty good deal for these systems. And there's a whole bunch of awesome, fantastic games that actually never came over to the Super Nintendo. So the Super Famicom also has exclusive games that Americans never got, or that the UK never got, which is pretty amazing. So you get not just the Super Nintendo games, but you also get the Super Famicom games that actually never made it over to any other region. So, pretty awesome console. But I'm in the video, so subscribe and leave a like. Hope everyone has a lovely day, and peace out. This has been the Super Famicom.